How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Riley here, and as always, you all know the drill. Yet again today, I am bringing you guys another brand new NBA video here on my channel. Now, I know it has been a while since I have uploaded to my channel, and I want to say first and foremost, I apologize for that. I have just been really caught up with midterms recently. I did have midterms last week, and I just got home for spring break for the following week. So yes, the last week was very hectic, and I want to apologize once again for not getting any videos out in that time. But as I also said, I am home for an entire week, so be expecting a ton of brand new videos to drop this week. I'm going to be going very hard to get a ton out for you guys. But today we are coming at you guys with another brand new episode of what I like to do, and it is called NBA Hot Takes. If you guys are not familiar with the series, I will briefly explain it as I always do. So basically, we are just going to be taking a handful of scenarios or debates from an Instagram page called NBA Confession. It truly is one of the better Instagram pages to follow for NBA content. Every single day they are putting out brand new topics for discussion. So as I always do, I will link it down in the description below. You guys should go check them out. But also, I do want to say first and foremost, if you guys are brand new viewers to the channel, or you are coming from a previous video and you haven't done this yet, I am highly encouraging each and every one of you to go down below and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Trust me, you guys, if you love NBA content, you will not be disappointed in what I have to offer. It's free to subscribe, it's easy to subscribe, and it just gets you guys my content that much quicker than just checking my channel every now and then. Trust me, you guys, you will not regret doing it. I say it all the time. But after that, that's really all I have to say at the beginning of this video. So without further ado, we are going to be jumping into another episode of NBA Hot Takes here on my channel. Alright, the first one that we are going to be discussing for this video today is actually a brand new style of post that NBA Confession has came up with, and it actually has a list of hated and loved stars around the NBA, and it's asking us if we agree or disagree with the list I have on the screen right now. Now, I'm sure you guys have looked at this list already, and I have as well, obviously, but looking at it at first, I really do not see anything that far-fetched or out of the ordinary with this list. I mean, when you look at Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, etc., these players are either loved or hated by each and every person in the NBA. I personally feel like there's no in between with these guys when you are looking at their respective style of play and reputation around the league. So the hated stars on this picture, I really have no problem with this list. It's very accurate. They are hated by a lot of people. They are loved by a lot of people as well. It's kind of 50-50. But looking at the loved stars of this picture, I personally completely agree with 3 out of 4 of them. Starting off with Derrick Rose, I mean, literally nobody hates Derrick Rose. Because if you do hate Derrick Rose in any way, please make sure to leave your comment down below of why, because I'm actually really curious to see why anyone would even hate this man. With the comeback story he had, with everything he's had to go through, I virtually think it's impossible to hate him. And then going off Derrick Rose, Dirk Nowitzki is one of the greatest people to ever play the game of basketball. In his entire 20-year career, he has literally done almost nothing to make him hateable in any way. Along with Dirk Nowitzki, Nikola Jokic is kind of in the same aspect. I mean, I'm not talking on years played and greatness so far, but they both are, in a sense, kind of clowns in the NBA right now, and it's just funny to watch them play. They're funny personalities. They're overall just great guys, and they're both completely skilled in their own ways when looking at the game as well. That's why I feel like they cannot be hated. They are just generally loved around the league. But like I said before, I agree with 3 out of the 4 people on this list, and on the other hand, there is one person that I disagree with on the loved list, and that is definitely Stephen Curry from the Golden State Warriors, if you guys have not caught on by now. I mean, don't get me wrong, he is loved by a lot of people. I'm not saying he's not a loved player, but he is also very hated by a fair amount of people as well. At least I've come to realize this. And if you're thinking in your mind that Steph Curry is not hated generally around the league by a fair amount of people, I completely disagree with you. I'm sorry about that, but that's just how I feel. Like, I'm not saying that I hate Steph Curry. I am mutual with Steph Curry. I don't hate him. I don't love him. He's one of the greatest players in the game we have right now with his shooting ability, and I respect his game and the impact he's had on it. But like I said, I feel like a fair amount of people around the league, or people that watch the league, I should say, do not like Steph Curry. I feel like that's the facts. But yeah, there's the list. I agree with 7 out of 8 people on this list. Let me know what you guys think about it down below. All right, and the next one we have for the video today is going to be James Harden will never win a ring because of his ISO style of play. All right, now starting off with this debate, I think we already have clear evidence from the past stating that James Harden will win a ring in his career. Just last year, we actually saw James Harden, Chris Paul, and the Houston Rockets get to Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals against one of the greatest teams the NBA has ever seen in the Golden State Warriors. And of course, as many people have stated already, if it weren't for Chris Paul getting injured towards the end of this Western Conference Finals series, a lot of people believe that the Houston Rockets would have knocked off the Golden State Warriors and advanced to the NBA Finals to take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, with saying this, I'm not making any assumptions that the Rockets would have hands down had a ring in that situation. I'm not saying they would have beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, but if that team were to be able to knock off the Golden State Warriors completely healthy, my same opinion is that the Houston Rockets would be able to knock off the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2017 2017 NBA Finals if that were to have happened. Now, I know every single matchup in the NBA is completely different. You cannot assume anything in this league now. But this matchup would have been very interesting to see. I know a lot of people would have loved seeing this matchup. Personally, in my opinion, it would have been a lot more competitive than the Golden State Warriors against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, obviously, we saw the sweep happen last year. And getting back on track with the topic of this hot take, I feel if Harden was able to lead his team to the Western Conference Finals Game 7 and probably would have won it with CP3 staying healthy in that entire series, we cannot say that James Harden will never win a ring in his career. I mean, there's pure evidence from the past that he has led a team to just about as close as you can get to the NBA Finals. And on top of that, James Harden has many years in his prime left in his career with the Houston Rockets. He's probably going to be staying there for his entire career. If not, he will be there for the next couple of years. That is a guarantee. So yes, my final answer for this debate is that we cannot count out James Harden winning a ring in his career if he's already made it this far in the NBA playoffs to show that he has what it takes to lead a team far in the playoffs. All right, you guys, going on to the next one for the video today, we have, in a few years, post scoring will not be used by coaches anymore due to players now shooting more threes in the NBA. Now, for this one, I feel like it's just stating the obvious right in front of our faces that we are all slowly noticing. We have been noticing, you guys, that as time has been going on in the past decade in the NBA, that post scoring has becoming more and more irrelevant as time goes on. But I don't want to go as far to say that post scoring will not be used in the NBA down the road, but it's definitely just going to be getting more and more irrelevant as the years go on. I mean, that's personally just how I feel. Like, it's definitely not going to increase in usage anytime soon, that is for sure. And personally, just by going off how younger generations of basketball players play the game today and how much of an emphasis is on the three-point shooting ability, three-point shooting and outside scoring is just too much of a strength in today's game, all the way from high school to the NBA, to ever say that it will go down in usage and post scoring will go up. Like, I'm not even sure if any of you guys have seen this recently, but there have been rumors, I have seen them on social media, that the NBA has been considering adapting a 4-point line in the NBA. But if we do see a 4-point line in the NBA anytime soon, that is just going to add more emphasis to outside shooting, and it's just going to take away from post scoring even more, as I've been saying for this entire hot take. But yeah, the final answer for that is that post scoring is slowly going to be going down more and more as time goes on. It's already very low, but it's actually going to get worse as time goes on. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. That's how I think it's going to go down. All right, you guys, and the final hot take for the episode here today is going to be Lakers fans are giving up too early on LeBron. All right, to start off this debate, I personally don't even think it's a debate. Like, looking at this statement and looking at this assumption for NBA confession, I cannot believe that people are actually considering this. And I cannot believe that one would try to argue that this is a reasonable idea for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers in absolutely no way should give up on LeBron James this season or going forward at all. I know you guys, I know Laker fans, this season ended up in a way that no one wanted and no one expected, and I know it's a shame it happened. But before you make any assumptions and say that you need to get rid of LeBron James, please just take a look at the numbers he's putting up this season and then tell me again that it's a good idea to get rid of this man. LeBron so far this season is averaging 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists per game on 51.4% field goal shooting. Now, looking at these numbers, the only other person to put up these numbers in a season in NBA history, there's only one other person, and it was Oscar Robertson back in 1962. So, LeBron is putting up ridiculous numbers that one of the other greatest players in the NBA only put up in their entire career, in the entire history of the NBA. And this is truly being considered a down year for LeBron James. This is being considered by a lot of people him falling off a cliff and him not being in the prime of his career. He's putting up these numbers, and our standard is so high of LeBron James so far throughout his career that we are considering this a bad year for him. All right, you guys, you know I'm not trying to be biased. I never do try to be biased in any of my takes, but you've got to be kidding me. Please give me a break with this nonsense. To be putting up these numbers and also to be completely accountable for all of the Lakers' struggles this year is honestly as far-fetched as you could get. Now, I know you guys, some of you are also going to make the comments that the team chemistry of the Lakers was on LeBron, and I do agree some of it definitely was his fault in this situation with the season, but still, you have one of the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball, if not the greatest player ever, agreeing to play for your franchise that has been in the dumpster for the last 5 years. He agrees to come here for 4 years to try and help and win you guys a ring, and you want to get rid of him because you feel like he cannot get it done with putting up numbers like this. Like, once again, I'm sorry, but this argument is just ridiculous. But like I said, this is just personal opinion. This is how I feel. You guys are entitled to your own opinion, and I do want to hear about them in the comments down below. But I personally do feel like if LeBron gets surrounded with the right talent and Magic and Pelinka put together the right team for him, in the following 3 years he is signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, he will be able to get a ring out of this team. I'm very confident in that, but it also depends on how the entire landscape of the NBA shapes around. Like, it all depends on how the league is going to be formed in the following years. But yeah, my final answer for this debate is that there is no way the Lakers should get rid of LeBron James for any reason. reason at all. But alright, you guys, I'm thinking that's gonna mark the end of the video here today. Once again, as always, I'm really hoping you guys did enjoy the video. It did take a while to make, but if you did enjoy the video in any way, shape, or form, please make sure to go down below and slap a big fat like on it for me. You guys know how much the support means. I love each and every one of you for giving it non-stop on every single video. We're rising like crazy here on the channel, and like I always say, we're only going up from here, you guys. The journey is only beginning. But yeah, before you guys go, once again, make sure to subscribe if you are new. But after saying that, I think that's all I have to say. So once again, I thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. You mean the absolute world to me, each and every one of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!